Hi everyone, it's Razyel Kayne, and welcome to the Night Shift show. Where I always think of a late night format, but I'm not a late night host. But I do like my thumbnail, so we're gonna stick with late night format. Hello, today we are January 16th. It is 9 p.m. This is the preferred time for my stream. I did it at like 8 p.m. the first time, and then 6 p.m. last week with Gabe the Animator because he had family obligations. So I decided, why not, do it at the regular time of 9 p.m., which is what I'm going to try to do every Friday. But sometime it may vary. I might do it on another day if to accommodate a special guest. Like I don't know, a voice actor or something like that. So, but we'll see. So I'm gonna start off. Last week I kind of scrambled the order, but always go with the sponsor first. So today, and the transitions are slow. All right, DJC Collectibles, fantastic online store. Of course, at the end of this video, you can get a 10% discount by using my discount code. Speaks for itself. You can get anything 10% on anything Transformers, but you probably might want to explore a little more. It's a great store. What caught my eye this week is the new Frazetta Universe Icon Collectibles Conan the Barbarian. This figure is kind of a He-Man-esque version of uh, Conan, which I think is really, really, really cool. The It's a known fact, apparently, because I haven't read on that, but apparently it's a known fact that Conan highly inspired the He-Man figures, at least. So I think it's kind of fitting to have a Conan the Barbarian that looks like a He-Man style. Of course, there's other figures. This is the wave one. So you have the Death Dealer, another famous character by Frazetta, and John Carter of Mars. Is something I'm not familiar with, but I know he drew that. So you can get those figures on pre-order, of course, at DJC Collectibles. So this is this week's new pre-orders, some new arrival. If you're a Marvel fan or an X-Men fan, this Nimrod looks amazing. I'm not gonna get it because I don't want to, go and buy some Marvel figures because I don't want to support Disney. But that's my personal vendetta. Incoming products, we have Soundwave. I am not getting this Soundwave because I don't like the birds and I don't think the mold is different enough from what we've got in the Netflix and the Legacy franchise or toy line. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get Soundwave, but yeah, I mean, bunch of stuff. Get your Target exclusive. Oh yeah, I should probably show that. Maybe I showed it last time, but Target exclusive Hot Rod is available in Canada via DJC Collectibles. Fantastic looking figure. And I don't know if this one's an exclusive, but Hound is already out for pre order. Definitely getting that figure. Looks amazing. All right, so enough of the sponsor for now. I'm gonna welcome my girlfriend. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? And we have a legend in the chat, Deluxe Baldwin, which I'll see again to my pleasure. I'll see at TFCon Orlando. I have my room ready thanks to Ultra Megatronus, and I'm getting my plane tickets settled soon, so that's gonna be fun. Big Builder Prime, boo, that was a tongue twist. Thanks for showing up. Ultra Megatronus, a strong supporter of my channel and was my first guest for this show. So, welcome back. What do we have here? Oh, there we go. So everybody's saying hi. And why can't I scroll on my chat in here? It's kind of weird. Anyway. All right. There we go. So, oh yeah, we have to do the topic. And then after that, we'll go with the news. So let's go with the topic intro. So as I said, I made this. This is my gonna be my topic of the week intro. Um, if you want to, send me a better one, go right ahead. I'll look at it. Not guaranteed I'll use it, but if ever anybody wants to do something different for this segment, just go right ahead and suggest stuff. Or maybe I can do like once a week, or I don't know. But this is my list of topics that I have. So today I'm gonna choose. I like to do right now the topics of discussion or points of discussion that should be retired in the Transformers community, because it's been 40 years and people are still, debating it. This week is who became Cyclonus. Um, or maybe I already talked. No, I did the fear rib. I did. Oh no, I already did. Who became Cyclonus? Sorry. Today is why Ultra Magnus never got the title of Prime. Now I've seen this topic in a lot of groups on Facebook, because that's mostly where you'll see these type of discussions, possibly Reddit and all that stuff. But on Facebook, why did Ultra Magnus not get the title of Prime? And basically, it's not because he already has a title. Magnus is not a title, that's just his name. In the G1 continuity, I know it became a title in the Transformer animated series and other probably different media. But the really for G1, he never got the title of Prime because he was a holder. Basically, the Matrix was given to him by Optimus Prime. Hey, Big Easy, thanks for stopping by. So Ultra Magnus was given the Matrix temporarily. He's a placeholder, if you will. Much like in G1, I know that changed over the years. Alpha Trion. It's in Five Faces of Darkness when Rodimus Prime goes into the Matrix by short circuiting himself. Goes into the Matrix, learns about the history of the Prime and the ancient past of Cybertron, and Sentinel Prime gives the Matrix to Alpha Trion, and he holds on to it until he rebuilt Orion Pax into Optimus Prime. That's he had the Matrix in hand, but he didn't become a Prime, and that's the same thing that happened with Ultra Magnus. I don't know why people are still obsessed with that question. Like that, I don't think it should be a topic anymore. But that's just my opinion. If people want to argue about it, it's up to them. But I do believe that that topic should be absolutely retired because it's the G1 continuity. He was a placeholder. And the Matrix, you'll notice when Optimus gives the Matrix, or actually, he kind of just rolled out of his hand. When he gives it to Ultra Magnus, it fell and it glowed when Hot Rod picked it up. And then it stopped glowing when Ultra Magnus picked it up because he wasn't chosen. So sometimes you're chosen for a task, sometimes you're not. I don't think it bothered Ultra Magnus at all that the Matrix was passed on Hot Rod. I think the only people that were upset with that were fans that to this day still blame Hot Rod for Optimus's death, which will be a topic for another day. Hey, Quentin, just funny. Okay, Patriot Prime is just tuned off. All right, cool. Well, thanks for stopping by, Quentin. Always appreciate the support. So now I'm gonna move on to the news. So I have to do this. And my wife just sent me a message, stop twisting on your chair. I know I do that. It's a bad reflex. But let's go for the news. Of course, get your news from tformers.com. It's the best place if you want to get Tformers. But there's one thing that's not on here that I'm going to show a little later. So, Action Edition comic book version of Tarn Blockies model kit. Tarn is a very popular Decepticon. Um, be smarter. I still have to do the audio. Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. I'll still have I'll still have lag, but audio goes strong, go looking. All right, cool. So yeah, you guys had issues on your stream. And that was I watched that stream, and that was too bad. It just bad timing. The internet was crappy on both sides, and yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys are going to be able to get together again and have a proper conversation that's pleasant for both of you. So yeah, Action Edition Tarn, very popular Decepticon. This Tarn, I'm not that familiar with the IDW, or maybe it's the other one, Dreamwave. But he's a cool looking robot for sure. Action Edition means there's potentially light up action and stuff. So yeah, we'll see if I don't think I'm gonna get it. Like I only get characters from, of course, season 1 all the way to season 3. That's what I'm aiming for. But you know, I think this is a cash grab. It's my opinion. If you guys want this, but the Optimus Prime that we got last year, Studio Series 86, but now with no trailer and the Shard. So, like maybe a gun. I do we need this? Like we already have the Earthrise or Generation Select Dead Prime from the Earthrise mold. Do we need a damage Optimus Prime with a shard? I I don't think so. But that's anyway. I'm not gonna spend money on this. But if it's up to you, if you want to spend that money, go right ahead. Keeps the franchise alive. This is interesting. So leak listing, of course, from it's probably JT Prime 17, or well, they don't name it, or do they name it? No, not this time. Anyway, for the Transformers the movie 40th anniversary leak listing. So we already know Hound and Hot Rod and Scourge. A lot of people are complaining about Scourge that it's the same mold. If I remember correctly, and I do, Scourge was hard to find in stores, sold out very quickly. Distribution was bad. It was during COVID, but the sweep version shelved warm like crazy. So if people really want to have the Scourge, it's the same figure, but the open hand is on the other side. Go right ahead. That's your time. So Optimus Prime, that's probably the Optimus Prime with the shard. Another Megatron, like a battle damage Megatron, maybe this time. That would make sense. Or maybe the scanned version when he's being uh, deconstructed and reconstructed into Galvatron. That could be that. This is freaking fantastic news. Kranix. And then after that, we need an Arbalest, and then we need a Nancy. I've been dying for Kranix. I'm super happy that this is happening. Sunstreaker. Now, if it's just the Earthrise mold repackage, I'm not going to get it. If it's a new mode with one tone, I'm going to get it. That's what I need. Another Wheeljack. I hope it's a dead one, for the shot, because we've had so many Wheeljacks, and the Earthrise mold is quite good. You don't need a new Wheeljack mold. We don't. It's a perfect mold. It's just now coloring and seasoning. Shockwave, that's interesting. I don't have a good Shockwave. I have the Cyber Battalion Shockwave. Sorry, I have the Cyber Battalion Shockwave, which is a $15 plastic Canadian $15 plastic joke. But I mean, he looks good. It's just 3-step trend to transform, and so I could use a new Shockwave. Skywarp, which hopefully is going to be the remade, the repaint of the new Thundercracker, which I still haven't have. Snarl is probably a repackage of the Studio Series 86. Astral Train might be a new mold. I hope it's a new mold. But he was my first Transformers. So like first now, like this is the first Decepticon I bought for myself, and he's really good. I like the Earthrise Siege Earthrise mode, so we'll see. And then you have Cliff Jumper. No, thank you. Cyclonus. We already have the best one from Kingdom. Blitzwing. It better be a new mold. Norbs. This is for you, Norbs. A new mold. I'm speaking, yelling in the mic. Norbs, a new mold. Anyway, Starscream, which rumor is going to be a Target exclusive, which means I'll get it because of my sponsor. Insecticons, if it's a 3-pack, I might get it, but I don't think so. And then Prowl. Are we finally going to get a repackage of Earthrise Prowl? Like a new package, but the same figure that everybody's been dying to have, but that they repeatedly just made a different version or re-released the Siege version that no one asked for? Are we getting Prowl? I don't need it, but we might. All right. Optimus Prime kicks. Okay, so Optimus Prime as a football helmet. No, a football. Okay. Oh, soccer ball. Oh, this is worldwide football, like proper football, not the football you play with your hands. I'm just trolling, guys. What else? Okay, missing. That's a review, but I do want to talk about that. Outback. He's been out. I don't know who Not Rab is. I think it's a little early to get this guy. But yeah. No brick. Blitzwing was not amazing. You need to talk with Norbs for that. But go check out his channel. After that, Outback looks good. Missing Link. Is it the same? Okay, it's a trail. I'm not gonna play video because I'm always worried of copyright strike. I talked about the side swipe and everything. Sideways. Hound. I think we're good. I just want to check. Maybe those are the pictures. Okay, so these are the Grimlock pictures we've had so far. He's retailing at $180 US. Oh no, 98 now. Some other posts had it way, way, way higher, like $180. If he was gonna be the same price as Ultra Magnus, I think that's a complete rub. But at $98, it might be good enough. But yeah, and then you have all the stuff that comes in. I mean, it's cool, but I'm not getting this one. I don't need all the Dinobots. I have the KO version of this guy. His tail here is mistransformed. But I mean, it's fun that they're doing this. Oh, a Diaclone guy. Which one is it this time? Because I think it's Carly. I think I saw. Yeah, I wish. Can I zoom in? Yeah, look at that. That's Carly. So if you want a Carly, that's your only chance. That's the only thing Hasbro's gonna give you. What do I think? I think he's a 4. Vote now. You can do that on tformers.com, voting. But there was other pictures of Grimlock I wanted to show you. The Blockies Wheel Optimus Prime. I don't like this version of the flat nose. But if you want a non-transforming alt mode and you missed out on the Hot Wheels one, go ahead with this version. I mean, Blockies do amazing stuff, so maybe. But what did I do? I click on something. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the link if you want to buy it. Oh, $12. Oh, US. Not bad. So there you go. And now I wanted to share another screen. Give me a quick second. These are pictures shared by Andy Ride from across the pond. He's in England, and he's part of the Transformers, the show, another great stream that happened today. And then we have not product shot, but actual pictures. Sorry, I can't blow this up for you guys on the shared screen. It's Restream is limiting my ability to do that. Hey, happy accident. Thanks for showing up, man. That's really cool. Yeah, I did see the upgrade kit from the Godzilla Megatron. But I'm not getting the Godzilla Megatron. I don't want to give money to Hasbro for that. They should have done a better job. But there you go. This is the some toy show in Japan. But he looks good. I mean, it's fun. Missing Link is fun. All right, stop sharing. Uh Maybe I need to find other sources of news as well. Just to have a little more to talk about. But it's all in the pacing. Um all right. Well, I know he's in there. I'll see if he's ready. Let me just ask my guest if he's ready, because I know he's backstage. Oh, well, you know what? Before I do that, okay, he's ready. Give me 5 minutes. Memo, my good friend Memo, who he started YouTubing a little before me, but we met in chat on Kato's channel and Patriot Prime's channel. And he sent me this Goliath like years ago. Beautiful figure. And then I had not the chance to repay the favor, but recently I did. I sent him I asked him who was his favorite character, and he said it was Sideswipe and Soundwave. And I asked him if he had a G1 Soundwave, and he said no. So I sent him a G1 Soundwave that I found on eBay. Hey, by the way, Abe, in Canada we get screwed. It's like $40 if you want to ship something from the US to Canada on eBay, but I paid free shipping. I ordered it from a guy in the States and mailed it to Memo directly, no shipping. So, that's money you can save. Hey, Ken. There you go. How you doing, roomie? Because, yeah, we're going to be roommates at TFCon. So, yeah, I did acquire new figures. Any new... oh, no, not new Fire and Ice. Not yet. I have Tigra, which nobody watched my review. And but I am getting Necron in March, I think, or maybe later than that. But Memo, because I sent him something, and I said I want to send you something. He said, "Oh, I have to send you something too." So he sent me two things. First, the DX9 version 1 Sideswipe, and he looks amazing. It's masterpiece scale. I'm gonna have to learn to transform it. He did warn me it didn't come with instruction. And I checked what was the big difference between the version 1 and 2. And beside white feet on version 2 and white kneecaps, I'm not seeing much of a difference. So that to me is cartoon accurate enough. I'm really happy to have that guy. And I just want to show how genius the weapons are. You can, this is like Sideswipe, Paul Driver, and then you have the other one, the Jackhammer, of course, with waffles. But he never had an accessory to plug both ends. So I have two of those. I'm a Dungeons and Dragon guy. This is a freaking pick hammer. This is awesome to have that retractable, I think that's a great accessory. So I'm going to have fun with that. And then bonus, I already had Magic Square. This is the B21S version, and he just sent me this one, which while you don't see it on camera, but this has gray legs and silver legs. This is cartoon accurate. So for all the white parts, these are gray, these are white. So I'm really happy to have that. Yeah. I don't know if Deluxe is still here, but yeah, he was in the chat earlier. So yeah, I got two new Sideswipes. And New Age Dick is paid for and hopefully will ship soon. So I'm gonna get a third Sideswipe. So my Lambro shelf is getting really, really well done. So what I need this year is Sunstreaker to go along all of those. So DX9 Sunstreaker, I actually still need a 3-0 Sunstreaker. I need a Magic Square Sunstreaker, and I need which other ones do I need? No, I think that's it. That's what I need. So, 3-0. YOLO Park. I need a YOLO Park Sunstreaker. And then the Blockies wheel, the little vehicles. Hopefully, we're going to get Lambros out of that too. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring in my guest. So, for those of you who know him, Michael and I have been participating in multiple streams together. Went on TF Reviewers. That's where we met. And he's a great guy. And then we did a lot of panels for like tier list and stuff like that. And we haven't done one in a while. We're probably due. But here is the TF Addict. Hold on, I have to set my. I need to have better camera stuff. Hello, Michael.
All week, rock, all week, mini bong.
How you doing?
Hanging in there. How about you?
I am doing great. I'm actually enjoying this new format that I'm trying to do half an hour, kind of like, I'll say it late night.
Yeah.
I like the idea of doing something like that because I think it's a format that's going to go away mainstream wise. Like, every, like Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Kimmel, Fallon, all these people.
Yeah.
They kind of all said the same thing, is that by the time the show airs, because it is pre-taped during the day, by the time the show airs, every joke in their monologue has already been done by random people on the internet. So that was a big part of late night TV, was the monologue, and now they can't really do something that is completely original. So they still manage to do it, but I think it's going to go away, and I want to keep it alive. So, yeah. Your mic is a little choppy. I don't know if you.
I'm hearing crackling on my end when you speak. I don't know how it is for me. I'm on my iPad, or at least my iPad Mini, because I've been trying to do voice recording and streams on the other iPad that my roommate David gave to me, because he just didn't use it, so he just flat out gave it to me. I don't know if that's an older model, but that one barely picks up my voice, and I think it's just because of the mic placement on that device. So I just thought using this one would be better.
Yeah, well, right now I can, like, the volume is okay. You just have a little bit of an effect on your voice, but I mean, this is a Transformers kind of channel, so yeah, it fits.
Okay.
So I wanted to have you on the channel because you've been doing this for a while. You are of a different generation than me. I think. Now,
Really bad.
I did but I did see on your Instagram channel that you indicated your level as 30. Did you hit 30 years old this year?
Yeah, as of October 24th last year, I am officially 30.
Wow. Okay, so you're gonna start having back pain, elbow pains, knee pains for no reason. Like, I mean, slowly, not all at the same time.
I've been having that as soon as I turned probably like 25. I started having stuff like that, but
yeah, exactly. It builds up slowly. Apparently, staying active helps, but I don't stay active, so I'm hurting all over all the time. So, we have JJ Prime. How you doing, JJ?
Oh, hey, JJ. This is kind of hard because I was supposed to be on his podcast, The Energon Den, but I kind of bailed.
Oh, well, he came to say hi. So, but I appreciate. I saw him on Patriot Prime earlier too. So,
I kind of want to do something with Patriot too. I've met him twice now in person, because I met him at, ironically enough, TFCon Orlando in 23, and then I saw him at TFCon Chicago. I didn't know he was even going. So I need to do
I
something.
remember seeing you on asking a question on his panel.
Yes, I did that with the YouTuber content creator panel with him, Treebot, Rodimus Primal, and like I'm trying to remember everyone else who was there as well. I think Lazy Eyebrow was there. I know he did
Oh
it for
my
Stop
god, yeah.
panel too.
Yeah. I'm still sad that Lazy Eyebrow closed down his channel. Like
It's
literally
understandable,
closed
but
it,
like,
you know.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
understandable, but like at the same time, me too, and it makes me even more sad because I only stumbled across him probably a couple of years ago. I was not one of the very firsts, so when I went back and I just did like a massive binge of all his stuff, I was like, this guy's
Yeah.
funny, some cool animations.
Is
It's like it's never gonna happen again for now, but you never know what the future may hold. So I'm
yeah.
optimistic that at some point down the line he'll make a return again. Because I mean, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, well, as always with anyone, I wish him the best.
I think he got saturated with Transformers because not only did he close his channel, he sold his entire collection except a very select few robots.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
that
mean, the
was
market for them nowadays, like officially through the market themselves, like this is it's. I have a perspective on the term luxury because people, when I hear that word, I think of like going on a cruise or like going to the Bahamas or like going across the globe or
yeah.
something. When I look at Transformers and hobbies like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff like that, I don't look at this as a luxury. But like even with how it's now, how it is today by this standard, by like regular market standards, this is getting ridiculous to the point where it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
people are going to
Well,
be backing up. They're going to stop because the prices are just getting ludicrous.
I think people are gonna go more toward third party now. And that's what Anthony, our mutual friend, calculated that right now for I think leader class and Voyager class, including the
Mhm.
conversion rate, it's now more expensive for you guys than us for like the first time in history.
Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, $43
Yeah.
US for a Voyager. Just
Yeah.
I
I
don't want
mean,
to go into
it's
this too far because if I do, I know I'm going to go into a tangent, and I have a very bad
no,
habit
no,
of that.
no. It's but I mean, this is what I wanted to have you on the channel because you grew up with a different um
Generation.
yeah, no, but I mean for show wise, you grew up with what was your first introduction? Was it Armada or was it
It
the
was Transformers Armada. Um,
okay?
that was my very first
And
introduction to it.
so that's is it still today your favorite? After that, you watch all the other shows.
Oh yeah, 100%. Um, because it did something that older cartoons never. Let me try to see if I can find the right. Sorry, I'm also fuddling with a 86 Thundercracker. Um, for me, Transformers Armada just did something that really appealed to me. Because I did not have the privilege to grow up in the late 80s, mid 80s with Generation 1. And
Right.
like going back and doing the backwatch from when I learned, oh, there were more Transformers before Armada. Like, what? Little 8-year-old me was blown away. And then watching it and then just seeing all those characters, like, it wasn't just a condensed team, it was like the whole faction. Like, it was literally the cartoon equivalent of here are all the toys that you potentially own in the cartoon that barely get any attention or character development unless it's like a specific spotlight episode or little overarching development through each
Right.
episode. Um, and with Armada, it's just like, okay, here you're introduced to 3 Autobots, 4 Decepticons, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. I actually kind of like this. And it just from there, like the anime style, because it obviously it was from Japan, it got imported from
Yeah.
Japan to America, and something about it just kind of like vibed with me. I just really enjoyed it. I liked the design for Optimus. I always kind of was like, I never understood why Optimus, like, when, again, going back to G1, I didn't know that was Optimus originally. And like looking at that design, comparing it to Armada, sorry, G1ers, whatever everyone calls them nowadays, because the term mixed.
Yeah.
G1 fans, let's just say that. I still like Armada's design just a little bit more. I
I
don't like
think
the.
I I think his design is. I'll be honest. I prefer a flat nose, but I think his design for Armada is more practical because the trailer actually does something all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's not even like the trailer, too, right? It's just his overall robot mode. Like, there's remnants that are very Optimus characteristic, but they did something different with it,
Yeah,
and I
but
really liked it. And
but
then
the
like introducing characters that I didn't know existed in Transformers until really going off the deep end and like doing hyperfixation focused research. Like I didn't know Red Alert was in Generation 1. I only knew Armada Red Alert. I didn't know there was a
right,
character. I didn't know Hotshot was originally supposed to be Bumblebee, and then they lost the trademark, so they had to call him Hotshot. Personally, I prefer Hotshot. Or that in Japan, he was called Hot Rod. So,
yeah,
and then bringing in more and more unique designs, like Megatron's design, everyone makes fun of him because it's like, oh, he looks like a moose with those antlers. It's like, I kind of like that. It's not a
I
bucket thing.
yeah.
It's
It's
not.
like oh man, you know that follow up series to Transformer Prime, the RID 2015. They
Yeah,
had like Thunderhoof, who
yeah.
had like those big antlers, and I freaking love that. That
I
was
love
really
Thunderhoof.
cool.
I love Thunderhoof. He was probably my favorite Decepticon in Raid
Yeah, well, he
2015.
was well played. Like it was an interesting character. But I mean, Megatron in
Smart.
Armada was very different and he didn't have really any of the characteristic of the G1 version, uh, both in personality and design. Like he was a completely new character.
Yeah, just like Armada Prime. Like both of them are just simply war generals, and I like that. I miss that portrayal in Transformers. Like as the show went on, or not even just the show, but like as Transformers as a whole continued, like with Energon, Cybertron, the rest of the Unicron trilogy animated, we have not really had that type of depiction, in my personal opinion, of like the Autobot and Decepticon factions. In Transformers Prime, it's definitely more prominent with the Decepticons. With the Autobots, it's sort of there. Like Optimus is the leader, everyone else are soldiers, but like you don't get that same chemistry that you would from like the Unicron trilogy, in my personal opinion. Like,
No, there was too many characters in G1 that prevented that camaraderie between, like that you could feel the unity of the team, because
mhm,
Flynn Dilly said it himself. We didn't think about continuity. It was just, this is the episode of the week, and it's just going to be, basically the only thing that was consistent was using the same voice actor for, each episode. I
mhm,
like that. To me, that's the really only, because they had like the same personality, they had the Bible, but that all stayed true to the characters because of Wally Burr, who was
yeah.
the voice director. But I
Mhm.
think they did a great job with the Armada, not so much with the follow up series.
See, so there's reasons why Armada and Energon were kind of, sort of, or in some areas. Like, there's one very standout episode to me that probably one of the worst animated in Armada, and that is episode 14, Decisive Battle, because there are
Okay.
so many animation errors. There are so many unfinished parts to those animations because back then, when it was 2002, 2003, Cartoon Network was behind Transformers at the time, and it was them literally being like, we have this time frame, we need to get these episodes done, let's hurry it up. So if you compare Transformers Armada to Micron Legend Densetsu from Japan, it's a night and day difference.
Yeah,
um
it's
Energon is
completely there.
a whole too, like it similar with like animation translation errors were also a very big thing back then. A lot of stories didn't really work in Energon. In fact, I would argue that like probably the first maybe 10 or 15 episodes were pretty solid, and then after that it was just like got
Rough,
worse in my
rough,
opinion.
rough.
Like I like Energon. I will probably be one of the few people who defend that show, just as I am with like Transformers Rid 2015, because people love to crap on that show because it's like, oh,
I like
supposed to
2015.
be a prime, it's supposed to be a prime continuation. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. Like, where's Optimus? Where's RC? It's Bumblebee's story. If you can tell
Well,
yourself
yeah,
that
that's the thing.
mentally, if you
It
can
was
tell yourself that mentally, instead of expecting one, what was it, like a few $1 million per episode production with the same polygon animation studio that did it exactly like how Prime did it, and you can also understand this is for kids, you can
yeah,
enjoy that
exactly.
show.
I think Prime was it's probably the most remembered show of the past 20 years, because of the production quality of it.
Mhm.
I think I mean it's not my favorite. The fact that they used Peter Cullen and Frank Welker was a absolute bonus. Um, and but I don't, it's there was some episode that I didn't like, or stuff that they introduced, like that they would, but that because it was related to the Bavers, because they would get like frozen and they would like slow down and then become incapacitated because of, but in G1 we had like full snow fights.
Yeah,
So it was just a different show.
I
But
think also
I
because it's
like
just like, sorry, Raz, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think it's also too that like the whole definition of Saturday morning cartoons has kind of evolved through the years too, because it's like back then when like you're watching something along the lines of like, oh god, excuse me, I was drinking Mountain Dew as always. Um, when you, I can't believe I got caught on camera. Oh,
Well, your camera's
anyway,
off, so you're fine. Like,
well, Mike, you know I
yeah,
mean.
yeah, okay.
But like when you're watching something along the lines of like Scooby Doo or Speed Buggy or something along the lines of that, and like GI Joe and Transformers in the '80s, that's Saturday morning cartoon for that generation. When it's like Transformers Prime, granted it wasn't Saturday morning cartoon until later on, but like that's our Saturday morning cartoons. Like TMNT 2012, that was our Saturday morning cartoons, or that generation's Saturday morning cartoons. So like, because everyone was like, we don't want to keep doing the same kitty stuff. Like we want to really tell these stories. Like we want to evolve these characters. And like I think Transformers Prime was the best way to do that. But it's like I don't think you can go any better than that. And that's where it's like, let's tone it down a little bit, because I'm pretty sure there were young
Yeah.
kids watching Transformers Prime. And it's like, I
My
don't think
Goliath
they want
just
to
fell
see.
off. Hold on.
Oh, that sucks.
All right.
I
Sorry.
don't think
Yeah,
they
no.
want to see. I don't think they want to see a character getting shot through the chest or Bulkhead ripping out some cables like their intestines. Like I think they want something more kiddie and more friendly, and that's why Rig 2015 exists.
Exactly. And I think also that I think RID 2015 would have worked probably better if the format of Sunday and Saturday morning cartoons still applied. Like in the 80s, we had cartoons from 3 p.m. to 5, maybe like
Yeah.
sometimes just 4:30. And then you had Saturday, like in Quebec, anyway, the province I'm in, we had Saturday morning cartoons up until 11 or noon. And then
Mhm.
they had another channel where that's when Transformers in French played. It was like at 11 a.m. until noon, like we had Transformers and GI Joe. So
Mhm.
that was, you had specific time that the TV was for the kids. So you had way less show, but so when they did a show, they made sure it was good.
Yeah.
There was a few hit and miss for sure. But then in the States, when Cartoon Network came up with 24 hours, or actually a whole day of cartoon, that's when it's like the NHL. The more team you have, the more diluted the talent is. Let's say you
Mhm.
had 400 players in the NHL back in the 80s to make 20 teams, or maybe less than that. But then now you have double the number of teams. So there's a lot of players that would not have made the cut back then that are making the cut now. So I think that's what happened also with cartoon. There's so much room for cartoon now that some cartoons that would never have been picked up in the 80s are now being picked up. So I think if the format had stayed the same, I think RID 2015 would have had a better reputation.
I honestly agree on that, because I mean,
Yeah.
again, everyone was anticipating it being just like Transformers Prime, and then we see it, and it's like, well, what is this? And people got all huffy about it. It's like that story was told. You know, like you watch it from beginning to end with Predacons Rising. Prime story was told. The story of Team was done. It's, you know,
Yeah, and now it's
a passing of the torch. It's basically the equivalent of G1 Season 3, where in the 86 movie, Prime died, Hot Rod became Rodimus, and then we're seeing it from his perspective, only until, you know, they decided, let's bring back Optimus, because little Timmy didn't come out of the closet crying after he saw him die in the movie theater.
well, yeah, that no parents would leave their kid for 2 weeks crying in the bathroom, but you know it could. But one thing that's about G1, that's I'm probably one of the few, because I think we are few, that as much as I liked Optimus Prime, I when he passed, and I liked Hot Rod, I liked um, Rodimus Prime. And watching it back now, I don't like the fact that they brought back Optimus Prime in the Return of Optimus Prime. Not that it's a bad episode, but it invalidated everything Hot Rod went through to the episode right before Burden Hardest to Bear.
Yeah.
That's when he accepts. He's like, all right, I'm the Prime. I accept it. I'm at peace with this. I will do my best. Next episode, Optimus is back, and then season 4, you have Hot Rod as a target
Optimus kicked the
master.
Matrix. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, all right, well, that was for nothing. It's like, Marvel movies. If you look at, you watch Ragnarok, Thor, he loses an eye, and so he has like the eye patch now, and lose his hammer, and then realize that the hammer was just to help him channel his power, not give him power. So you're like, all right, that's very much a lot of character growth, and the movie is really good. And then first scene in the following movie, he gets his ass kicked, and then after that he gets a robotic eye, and he gets a new hammer. I'm like, oh, okay, so that character growth is gone now.
It's even worse than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, that was terrible movie. Too bad, like too much comedy and bullshit. But because the story, every part with Christian Bale was good.
Yeah, no, I love Gorg the God Butcher. I wish we got to see more of him. But like as per always, with any movie, it's like, oh, we have to take care of the bad guy. We can't let them go into a next movie unless it's like someone really, really important.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't like the whole Zeus thing. But hopefully, if we get a Hercules out of that, which is rumored, I was a big fan of Hercules in the Marvel universe. So that might be.
I only know of him from, I think it was Avengers Assemble, the Disney cartoon. I think.
Yeah, I think he was in there, but he played he had team ups with Wolverine and a bunch of other characters, and it was he was like basically Hercules can kick Thor's ass if Thor doesn't have his hammer.
Yeah,
like Hercules is way stronger. So
yeah.
I try to catch up on chat because I saw a couple of things. I don't know if JJ is still there.
I'm not sure. Celesta.
But hold on, but if JJ is there, I still want him. Yeah, definitely, I want him to be part of my new format. That's going to be fun. And then Big M showed up. Thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate that. Just making sure
I
that
like Celesta's comment.
I'm sorry, what?
I like Celesta's comment. Celestra, sorry.
Yeah.
I accept my responsibilities.
Hey guys, so hold on. Which one? Is more important than life? Hey guys, I'm back. Oh, thank God. Please take this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that was unfortunately that was.
Actually, I want to kind of piggyback on that whole thing too, with like the death of a character being invalidated. So, because like you brought up a good point with that, and it just made me remind me of something, and it made me mad. So Transformers Armada sort of does. Actually, Energon does that too a lot, unfortunately. But I want to just focus on Armada for right now, because if I go on Energon, we're gonna be here all night. But
Okay.
spoilers for a 23-year-old show, everyone. There's a character that is introduced later on in like the first few episodes, like probably I think what was it? I want to say maybe like episode 10. Smokescreen, basically the orange crane that is named Smokescreen.
Yeah. And then he got name change, right?
No, well technically. So in Armada, there's an episode where the Decepticons storm the Autobot base after the Autobots kind of try to distract them from that. Smokescreen is guarding over the mini-cons that form a weapon known as the Requiem Blaster, not the one that Megatronus has, but like they form that weapon. Smokescreen dies that episode, and then immediately, I'm not even kidding, not even like an episode or two passes, immediately next episode, oh, he's back, his spark was fine, his body's just done beyond repair, and here's a new body for him.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes.
I don't like Hoist. I do not like Armada Hoist. I hate the fact that they invalidated that character. Like, his death, no joke, was probably one of the most well done performances by the late Dave Wilson. I meant to say Dale, not Dave. Rest in peace to Dale Wilson, by the way, who unfortunately passed early January last year. Wanted to meet him, but oh well. But like that performance alone, like if that was how Smokescreen's character was going to get sent off, like I would have been fine with it. But no, they bring him back, and it's like, oh, okay, so your name's Hoist now. When you transform into an excavator, and you just do what?
Yeah, that could have been like, just a new character instead of doing this like, I guess, spark transfer to a new body.
I guess. I mean, because like from what I recall, Red Alert basically remodified his entire body into Hoist and kept his spark on basically life support, and then that's how he was still able to live. I never liked that. That is one of the few things in Armada that I just don't like. Because I like Smokescreen. He's like, he doesn't really have quote unquote a purpose on the Autobot team other than being a soldier, but he's like a fun, gentle. He's kind of like Hound, if that makes sense.
Exactly. He's good. He's a good character to have around.
Yeah, he was fun. Like I really liked him. He's like a fun uncle of the Autobots.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to with that scene. They tried to recreate what happened at the end of season 1 of Beast Wars. Like Optimus dies, but then Rhinox goes into the Matrix or whatever transwarp path thing, and then brings the spark back to a new body. And then and now it's the Transmetal Optimus Prime, Optimus Primal. But that was at the time, that was original. Was like there was stuff that explained
and that
it.
helped evolve the story for Beast Wars. With Armada, it's just literally a case of, oh, Smokescreen died. We have this toy that we essentially, that's basically what it is, because that's what Transformers.
Well, yeah, it's always toy. Yeah,
it's like, here's this new design that we have to sell a toy, and now the character's in the toy. That's justified. You have to have this character for your collection, or you have to get little Johnny, this figure. And it's like, but he doesn't serve any purpose on the Autobot team other than just being another Autobot. Where it's like with Scavenger, he was he was the trainer of Optimus. With Blur, he's a marksman, basically. Hotshot's still the basically hot rod / cliff jumper of the group, who's just like brash headed, just wants to go into battle. Red Alert's the medic, Optimus is the leader, Jetfire is second in command. I mean, they serve a purpose. What does Hoist do? Oh, he's just there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need some people to be just there, but it was, don't say it's like, okay. It's like in the Matrix. You saw the Matrix movie.
They're on my list. I know of them, and I know some. I know.
Michael, you need to watch the Matrix. Okay, well then my example doesn't work because I don't want to spoil it for you.
I don't like spoilers. I can hear spoilers. It's different seeing them, but I know a good portion of the Matrix, so
Yeah, but it just there's a character that was saved from dying in the second movie, and then
Okay.
they gave the same character a lame death in the third movie. I'm like, what was the point of saving that character?
Yeah, I don't understand. It's the same thing. It's like with the live action movies too for Transformers. They always kill off
I,
the main bad guy. I don't get it.
well, yeah, but and
There are
the
so
main
many
bad
things
guy
you can do
is
with these characters. Like first movie, 2007, right? We're introduced to Megatron. We're introduced to all these Decepticons. What do? Oh, they're just cannon fodder.
oh yeah,
Why?
yeah. There was
You
well, I
could have
mean,
done
I'm.
something with them.
Are you a fan of like because you grew up more with those movies than I did? Are you a fan or were you a fan of the Bavers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was
Okay,
like that was basically my introduction to Transformers movies as a whole, aside from like one vivid memory where I went to a neighbor's place because unfortunately, my late mother, she was in the hospital because she
okay,
was having COPD issues. And she had a VHS of Transformers the movie. And I'm like, I don't recognize this. I want to put this on. Kind of a mistake on my part because that's how I learned about Optimus's death before, or not actually after Armada. Again, spoilers
okay.
for a 23-year-old show. But yeah, with the Bayverse, I was like, this is really cool. Like I've been wanting to see like what would Transformers be like on the big screen compared to
Yeah,
like everything else that we got around that time period. And I again vivid memory with my late mother. I remember her calling me out in my room and when we were in Pennsylvania. She's like, you come out here. They're showing Transformers. I was like, wait, what? Ran out there as fast as I could to see Josh Duhamel on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and they started playing the trailer. And I was like, that looks sick. Like, I
that's
want
the
to see
thing.
that.
It did at the time. I remember. I'm not a big fan of the Bavers now, but I'm not gonna deny that watching um the original 2007 movie
Mhm.
really, it was impressive. I didn't like the design of the Decepticon, like the insectoid face, but I think they had done a good job with the Autobots. They were all different. I didn't really enjoy Bumblebee, not talking or
The
radio
radio voice,
speech.
yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't enjoy that. But I mean, overall, the movie, I thought the first time I saw it in theater was good. I bought the DVD and I watched it. And then it's later on, like when the second movie came out, I realized that my favorite scene, and that's only because I'm a dad, but my favorite scene, the one that touched me the most, is when the Decepticon used the parents as bait and
Oh
Sam
yeah,
goes to rescue them, and Bumblebee kills, whatever Decepticon is there. But his
Rampage.
dad won't let him go. He's like, I'm coming with you. And I cried my eyes out. Like, I could be this dad. Like, I was this dad for that moment. And he's a great actor. I've seen him in other show, and he really nailed it. Like, that was hard for me to watch. I'm like, I know exactly how this guy feels. And then, of
Mhm.
course, Sam being, you have to let me go. And then, that was, but in it, that's my favorite scene. There's no Transformers in it. That's a problem.
I don't know
Optim,
because like Transformers always has the human element, but like
yeah, but
I agree that like when it comes to the movies, yes, that was the main problem we all had was like it's called Transformers and we're focusing so much on the humans. In
yeah,
fact, I was like that with like 2007 movie. I was like, okay, this is called Transformers. We're sticking around with Sam for like half of the movie. Where are they? Like we saw Blackout Qatar, and
yeah,
then
exactly. Everybody dies.
like
Everybody
where
comes
are
back.
they? Oh, the Bumblebee. He's doing stuff. Like
Yeah,
where's the
and
team? Where's everything that we're supposed to see?
and then
And
you have
finally gets to like
Megatron that's supposed to be dead at the bottom of the Mariana's Trench, and then we can just go and get him now for
yeah.
no reason. Like it was
Again,
just,
another reason why they invalidated a death. I don't other than it's Megatron. We have to bring him back. Because who is Optimus gonna fight? Literally
but
no one.
then they bring him, they bring Megatron back, and then he's somebody else's bitch, and then Optimus dies, but then comes back. And in the third movie, Megatron is another someone's bitch. Like Megatron, I agree with Jason, Patriot Prime, on that. Megatron gets screwed in the Babers. Like he's
Yeah,
not an important character at all.
Yeah.
You know, in the first one, he's the biggest threat because it's kind of like the I don't know if I don't, that's probably too old for you, but the Jaws movie, the original one. What made Jaws so menacing was that they barely showed him because of
Yeah.
all the animatronics problem, but they played on the intensity, the tension, the uncertainty. That's how, and Megatron was kind of like that. Like everybody knew, like, oh, he's somewhere on Earth and he's a badass, so we're not gonna, they don't use him that much. And then when they do use him, he's actually very terrifying, he's dangerous. But then after that, he's just a side character, like he was in Marvel Comics. I don't know if you've read the G1 Marvel Comics.
Uh, I Yeah, I have. It's just been a very long time. In fact, I've been meaning to go
I
back and
just
reread them.
read them for the first time in my life because I had like that huge brick that was sold not long ago. I'm waiting for the second one to get
Oh, the Cope Addendum or something like that.
yeah, the compendium, not the Kickstarter one, but and it's actually like comic book paper, not like those trade
Yeah.
paperback glaze sheet. I like that. So it was so Megatron was like a side character very quickly in there because he got beaten by Shockwave, but then he comes back, and then so I think in Skybound he's getting a better role. So
Oh no,
have
it's
you read
Skybound.
the new comics?
Yes, in fact, I just read issue 28 yesterday, and I was not ready.
Okay. Well, don't I don't collect the individual issues. I collect the 6-issue trade paperback of Void Rivals and Transformer. So I think I'm up to issue 24 right now.
They
I
they keep getting better. I was
Oh
very.
yeah,
I remember when I first heard that like IDW was no longer going to be doing Transformers, and I was honestly pretty heartbroken
Rico.
because it was thanks to my friend actually, my buddy Cyborg Raptor, who was the one to like introduce me into the world of the Transformers comics, and I was like, I'm hooked. I need more. And when I heard that IDW wasn't doing it anymore, I was like, oh, that sucks because I really like all these characters and like this how
Yeah.
big this universe really is. And then Skybound came out, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a read. And then I gave it a chance, much like how everyone is supposed to. And I actually really like it. And I would honestly even argue to say it's probably a little better than IDW, which is saying something for me.
I never read those.
But like, it's so good. I mean, the story is insane for the sake of like how long it took them to tell it, because it's like a span of like 13 years long. So like you have to read everything in a very specific order, and there's like dozens of stories in comics for
Right.
IDW.
Yeah, that's the thing. There was a lot of like I missed on Dreamwave, and so from what I heard, Dreamwave was good story, but they treated their people poorly, and then EDW did a better job with their people, but I heard not all the stories were good.
I don't know about that. I think the stories in IDW are fine if you're not looking too deep into them, because I feel like that's what people had probably issues with, because it's like there's some really good stories, like there are some development moments, the introduction of so many unique characters, which,
Yeah.
not to be that guy, brief correction earlier when you were talking about Tarn, he was only IDW, he was never Dreamwave. I'm sorry, that just kind of
Okay, so IDW Tarn. I just want to say hi to Memo, the wonderful guy that sent me these figures. Well, this thing and then this version. So, it's funny that I had the gray. Like, do you see it on camera? I'm colorblind, right? So, this is the silver version with, like the legs and arms, and this is the cartoon white version.
Yeah, I see it. It's not coming across super
Okay,
well,
cool.
but I see the difference.
Yeah. Okay. So now I have a cartoon version. So I'm going to be able to keep one in car. I have to say, though, that Magic Square, the legs on this guy, the transformation is absolute shit. But
Okay.
it's a great looking toy. So anyway, thanks, Memo. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, everybody's
Sure.
saying stuff. Dark of the Moon had some great toys. See, that's the thing. I did not like the toys of Babers. they weren't they weren't for me. I'm just gonna stop it there. But yeah, it's just no.
I'll,
My kid had a
I'll
couple. I have.
I think with the
Do
Dark
I
of the
have
Vader
a
toys, like
figure?
the only thing I didn't like was like the whole mech tech gimmick. I think the toy, like the figures themselves, are pretty good, even with the slight simplification they did. Because when '07 came out, even though they were sort of simple, they had some
Yeah, I had
complexity to
the.
them. And then
Uh,
Revenge of the Fallen came out, and it's like here's these like hair ripping out type figures, like Revenge of the Fallen Mixmaster, or even like Deluxe Sideways is kind of a little bit of a challenge, but he's like a fun challenge. Mixmaster though, God, like I feel
well,
bad
that
whoever had to design
Devastator. I remember TF Fan Page 101. Brian
that.
did like a full video on how to assemble, and holy hell, that was so bad. Like
Yeah,
how is that figure fun? Like not just Mixmaster, the whole Devastator.
No,
Like
I
he
was correcting
assembled it.
myself. Yeah, Devastator, like the Supreme Class one back then.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, no, It's funny. I remember saving up money for that one, and I wanted to go to the store and get him because he was like $100 back in the day. And I really wanted him because it was like it's Devastator.
I
Giant
hated
gorilla
the moment I
construction.
saw Devastator. I hated him because he was a dog with balls of steel. I'm like, God, this is garbage. Because
I,
I'm, a big fan of this guy here.
yeah,
It's to me, it's Devastator is the first original combiner, and they made him that brainless. Well, I mean, he wasn't that smart in G1, but they made him that dog thing that just served
he's a
no
giant gorilla.
purpose. Like he's just kind
Made of.
of.
He's a giant gorilla made of construction vehicles. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just weird.
He's
Okay, now
fun to me
Memo's
personally. Like
encouraging me.
I liked him. I think I honestly think if they didn't call him Devastator, I think people probably would have been less. I don't want
Yeah,
to say angry, but like less hostile towards it. Like maybe if they threw on the name again because it's a different universe, like maybe they call him Abominus. Maybe that would be
yeah.
better.
I think it would have been better received if it was. I think thinking back now, they should have not used so many names from G1 because people expected personalities and design to follow.
Yeah, but they did that the same thing with the '07 movie too. Like characters like Blackout and Barricade were never really introduced into the franchise except via
But
like
Barricade is
aspects.
probably the best character that was taken like a micromaster or whatever he
Yeah,
was in G1. And then they made him like he was a cool looking police car and he had an
yeah,
interesting design. And then after that, they took his design and then they put him in the War for Cybertron show as like a Prowl repaint. And I have that figure. I think it, I have to say Barricade, yes, it's one of my favorite Bavers character, you know.
I'm honestly on the same page. Barricade is probably my all-time favorite, like original crew Decepticons from the live-action films. I just something about him. I just really like Barricade. I like Blackout, but he really didn't do anything other than attack the military base and then sliced up a taxi because it looked like Bumblebee, and then
But
got
I
shot in a
like
crush
him.
That's it.
I like him because he was the only one that used the original transforming sound. Like
Yeah,
that made it so much cooler at that moment, but then they never used it again. So that was a little
well, that's not entirely
disappointing.
true because they threw it in like every movie in some degree. So like Blackout was the very first one to do that, and then Reedman in Revenge of the Fallen was the one to do the transformation sound of that one, and then Dark of the Moon it was Bumblebee. Age of Extinction was Optimus when you scanned the Western Star semi truck, and then the Last Night was Sir Edmund Burton's gun transformed into a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, the latest movie like that, I think they screwed up when they rebooted because they said that um I didn't like the third movie. I didn't enjoy as much. I like the first and second. Didn't like the third one. I hated the fourth one. Despised the fifth one. Because I remember them going into a submarine and then coming out of it, and there was no change to the story. Like, why do we have to go on a submarine?
Yeah,
Anyway, it was a shit movie. But then when they did Bumblebee, it confirmed what we were all saying, is that they could have kind of G1 version, modern G1 version of characters in that opening sequence. And then Shatter and Dropkick were great characters. So I think, but they kept the Bumblebee with the scrapped voice, and then they said it was a prequel, but then it created so many loopholes. And then
Yeah,
after that, when they did Rise of the Beast, they said, "Oh, it's still part of Bayverse." And the way I analyze that movie is that they should have explicitly say at the end of the last night, Unicron did not wake up. Let's pretend that in off screen he did wake up afterwards, and then turned Optimus Prime into Scourge, and then
yes,
went to the next dimension, which is the Beast War, era. And then that's when the movie starts. So, like, Scourge has been collecting, is kind of a Nemesis Prime, and he's been collecting faction symbols, throughout different universes that Unicron is sending him to. So that the Unicron that we see in Rise of the Beast would be the same Unicron that we saw at the end of, or we would have seen at the end of the last night. So
yeah.
that continuity wise, that would like make it a multiversal movie, which we already know in the lore is that every Unicron in every continuity is the
Is the
same
same.
Unicron.
Yeah, because he's in
He-
multiversal singularity. He travels between between and
exactly.
across
So
universes. So it's like,
if they had
yeah,
made
I
that
could see that. In
connection that
fact,
Scourge was Prime from the first 5 movies, and
Mhm.
then he was turned and corrupted, that's it. That would have fixed the timeline completely. But
The worst
now,
part is too. It's like in Rise of the Beast when we're seeing Scourge fight against Noah and Optimus. The whole face reveal, or not even, sorry, not Noah and Optimus. My bad. When he fights against Mirage, they do
yeah,
this whole build up where it's like, oh no, his mask is broken. Who's under the mask? Which is knockoff Ultron.
yeah,
You knew
yeah,
they were going to do something with that, but they didn't. And it's because of the reputation that the Bayformers has as a whole through a large portion of this fandom, is because everyone, aside from maybe a select few or select group of people, just don't like it because it's not what they wanted from the get-go. It's not what they wanted from the late 80s, early 90s. It's not Generation 1 on the big screen. And a lot of those movies are really hit or miss. The first three were great. I still prefer, I still really like the fourth one. I think Age of Extinction was a nice gap filler between what happened in Dark of the Moon and what's going on after Dark of the Moon.
I didn't like
Or,
the whole
you know what I
like
mean?
Rubik's cube transformer.
No, I hate that. I hate the whole
That was
Transformers
just dumb.
thoughts. And I really did not like what they did with Megatron in that movie as Galvatron. Like, it should have. I get
I
why
am
they didn't do Nemesis
Megatron
Prime, but like,
reborn. It's
yeah. And then the last night, I'm probably gonna be the only person on this planet to ever say this. I love the last night. That is my all-time favorite. As flawed as it is,
where you lose
I
me.
really like it.
I didn't like the fact that they reused Stanley Tucci to be Merlin, who talks with a dragon, and that transform. Like, I hate when they do that. Like, oh, Transformers have been on Earth way more than they should have been. Like, oh, there was a dragon, and then there was like the some other one in North Pole, and it's like, how have we never noticed this in 2,000 years? Anyway. It
Yeah.
just yeah. It was far fetched in Revenge of the Fallen as it was that humans with rocks and stick beat up and repelled, like we're able to withstand an attack by the Fallen. That was
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay. Well,
And then the Fallen just steps on a guy and then like
we're
picks him
gonna
up.
leave that. We're gonna not mention that this is completely absurd. It's
It's like the whole thing with the dinosaurs. Like, oh, Transformers were around even before the dinosaurs, or when the dinosaurs were around. It's like, okay, this is kind of like, I see what they're doing. They're like trying to show exactly like how much Transformers has been involved in our human history in that universe. But even
yeah.
then, some of it's kind of far fetched. But I love TLK just because I love the whole idea of Bumblebee fighting with Nazis, and Bumblebee's disguise is literally, Mustache Man's car.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's it's added lore, and I understand what they try to do. I just don't think that Michael Bay really understands Transformers. Like, he
I
understands
wouldn't
its
even say
universe,
that.
but I don't think he understands what it was before.
I
So
wouldn't even say that. I just think he was tired because it's like he was under contract. He did 3 movies, and then he's like, "That's it, no more." And they got him
yeah.
to do a
But
4th
then,
one. It's like, "That's it, no more." And then TOK came out, and it's like, "Okay, well, we have a writers' room," and it's like, this one, that's it for me. I'm done. And he finally got to quit because he had other movies he wanted to do. Like, he wanted to do, I think there was one called like 14 Hours or something like that. He wanted to do Ambulance LA. There are all kinds of other movies he wanted to do. Now, I'm not defending him for making a purposely bad movie. As a story standpoint, it's a bad movie, but as like an action, sci-fi action, turn off your
yeah,
brain, enjoy time type movie, it still does what it's supposed to do. It's still moderately entertaining to some people. Like, again, for me, I love TOK. I really, really do. It's my favorite. But like, I get the negative response to it, and I think they could have done a lot of things differently if they didn't implement 3 different stories into one script. Because it's like, when the writers'
yeah.
room came out, we had like Akivia Goldsman, and I don't remember who else. I want to say Robert Kirkman was in it as well. I could be wrong.
Is
I
that
don't
the
know.
one with Anthony Hopkins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Akivia
How
Goldsman.
did they get him? Like, how did he freaking read that script and say, "Oh, that's going to be
I
a
don't know.
great part after
But
Lecter"?
that's the thing with the writers' room. They they pitched 3 different Transformers movies, and then
Take care,
all of them just
Memo.
ended up becoming TOK. Like, we were gonna have this like Nazi World War II, Transformers film, Operation Skyfire. That would have been cool to see. We were gonna have Transformers Knights. We were gonna have Beast Wars movie, and then all of that just kind of changed and shifted, and if you will, transformed into TOK, which is again kind of just a big mess. But I still like it.
Yeah. What do we know about the upcoming movie?
Literally nothing.
Yeah, like I see a lot of AI posters, which I fucking hate. Because they're so
Oh, dude.
misleading.
Yeah, I'm glad YouTube's finally stepping in and being like, we're gonna stop people from making fan-made AI trailers and getting people
Yeah. Oh
hyped
my
up
god,
and
it's
stuff. Like,
so
thank
annoying.
you,
Like,
please stop
but
doing
the thing
this.
is that YouTube didn't go far enough. They just said we're gonna demonetize you. So okay, they're not making any money. They're still polluting the ocean. Like, it's still polluting what we get on YouTube. And
Yeah,
and I'm not I'm okay. My stance on AI, because I'm guilty of using it for like my thumbnail. I can't draw for shit, and I don't have the money to pay an artist to do a proper thumbnail. So I went and used AI based on my custom character that Input did for me, and just my general idea. And then it came up with that, and I was like, all right, I like this, I'm going to use that. But I think that's what AI is for. It's for dumbass like me that can't draw, you know but I'm not going to try to build on existing IPs and try to make money off that using AI. I think that's despicable.
yeah. So, you know what? You shared your stance. I'll share it on mine. Um, I'm in the boat. Not saying my logo is AI. Obviously, this is actually done by my very good buddy. Crap, what was his name? Night something on Instagram. I forget what his name is. I want to say Night Howler, Night Crafter.
Okay.
I don't know. It was basically done by him. He drew it, and then a friend of mine, known as Mickey is a Martian, I think is what his name is. He also goes by Michael, but um, or he goes by Mickey. Um, he digitized this logo for me, not the colors, but just the Armada inspired
Yeah.
TFA 1024. So that's not AI. But I did use an AI software called Suno for making a song that I personally wrote on my phone in the Notes app on my, because I use Apple devices, for Armada mod a tidal wave because I wanted to do that because I got inspired by the name of the Automatic Singer who makes like he handwrites his songs. He just puts them into software, and he makes really good Transformers focused songs, and like they're honestly really good. Or sorry, not makes. Let me rephrase. Generates them. He writes them, but he generates them with Suno. So I got curious, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that you can do that. So I experimented with it. You know, I think AI as an overall whole, if you are using it for fun, if you are not making money or taking away a job from a voice actor, an artist, a filmmaker, or anything of the sort, if it's used solely for fun, I think it's a gray area, but I think it's okay. If you are using it for those other purposes, don't, because
that's the thing. There's banners like billboards where they're actually saying stop hiring humans for your call centers. You can use AI. And to me, that's the biggest fuck you to the human race. I mean, there's so much jobs in customer service, call centers and stuff like that, that it's just, you know what? The only place I would find absolutely acceptable where they replace everybody with robots is McDonald's. Because right now, in Canada anyway, they hire a lot of young kids, but they're not. I worked at McDonald's when I was a kid, and there was a care, a structure. We cared about the product we put out, as much as a 15-year-old could anyway. And we tried our best. And now there's so many mistakes in my orders. Every time I go, it never looks the same. It's like people. I mean, these kids don't care. I would love. I would still buy McDonald's if they said, "Oh, a robot made your hamburger," and everywhere across the world it's robot hamburgers. Then my Big Mac will look exactly the same every fucking time I order it. I'll never be disappointed because it's gonna be a perfectly made Big Mac. I'm freaking fine with that. But then that's a lot of jobs for teenagers too. But then a lot of teenagers don't want shit jobs like that, or retail jobs, or they expect.
No, it's not even just teenagers; it's everywhere nowadays because it's like
at this point,
order
yeah,
to
pretty
make a
much
decent
anybody.
living, or even to just do the bare minimum, and by minimum I mean pay your bills and make sure you have a house and everything like that. The pay is not enough.
No, it's not. Oh, that's the thing. That everything is too expensive. Salaries are not enough. Like we're going towards a huge crash in.
Oh yeah, no, I can see
everything. I don't want to speak too much to that because, as my dad puts it, when I start talking about this, I'm basically I'm swimming in a black pot of paint. I'm seeing everything black. I'm not positive about the future. So I'm collecting Transformers. I'm doing what I can for my family. I think I'm, a good dad. I think I'm a good provider. We do our best. I don't watch the news. I don't follow politics except through memes shared by my common friends. And that's to me, it doesn't matter anymore what I do. It because there's not enough people want to change it. So that's just my take. But AI fixed the wrong problem, I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping at some point down the line, stuff just kind of starts to improve in a very noticeable manner. Like, not immediate, but just like something, anything. Lower prices on groceries and maybe even housing. Something. It's so unfortunate.
There's a way to fix housing, but it's never going to happen. There's a game. I think it's not SimCity, but it's some city building simulation, like a massive multiplayer, where it's the closest simulation to what we have in our world right now. So basically, that game had a similar problem where um, uh, prices for houses and apartments and everything was just really, really getting ridiculous and high. So what the creator of the games did is they actually used an AI to analyze the economy of the game
Mhm.
and see what solution it could come up with. And the solution that it came up with that could be applied to our society, but it will never happen, was that it would be illegal for one person to own more than one residential property.
Huh.
And they implemented that rule in the game, and then the cost of housing completely went down because now there's no profit to be made by a landlord. And if we had and I'm just talking through my hat. I'm not an economist. I just saw that video. I thought it was cool. I think if we had the same system where I own my home and I cannot own another home to rent, then I'm not making a profit. So prices would come down. But that's never going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. Personally, I just think the whole system needs a massive reform. Everything,
Yeah, well,
money, value of
that's
it,
what
the
the
house, like everything. It just needs a massive reform. But
yeah,
that's neither here nor there right now.
that's why we need a meteor to reset everything. Anyway, well, that's the end of the show. It was so cool to talk to you because we've interacted on panels before, but we never had the chance to really talk one on one for a long time. So I think that was
Yeah.
really cool. It was really fun, and I really want to thank you to be my third guest on the show, and
Yeah,
hopefully,
originally it's supposed to be the first, but oh well.
yeah. I mean, things happen, and I think it worked out for the best because we had a great conversation. I really appreciate the
Yeah,
time you took
if
to come here.
there's one thing I'll say, Raz, I regret not talking to you often. I just don't know why. Someone just, for me, when it comes to talking to someone, they need to engage me first before I do them. Because for me, it's like, it feels awkward. Social anxiety is terrible. And then it's like, am I bothering them? Do they hate me? Or am I annoying them? Like, my mind just goes everywhere all at once.
I get that. I understand that, and I know you have those struggles. I think the word is, and I respect it. But you want to talk, just hit me up, and we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, that sounds
Oh,
good. If you're up for a repeat, yes, let me know because I really enjoyed this. This was fun.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna have other format of live stream like this format. I'm gonna try to because I want to branch out of Transformers and try to get maybe voice actor on this show and just but yeah, definitely I want to do. That's what I realize. I really just like talking to people, or I just like my wife says that I just like the sound of my own voice. She's not wrong, but
I mean,
it's
don't we all?
just yeah, exactly. Everybody likes their own voice, except maybe Gilbert Gottfried. Maybe he found it annoying. Anyway,
Oh,
he's a
rest
comedian.
in peace, Gilbert.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he passed, eh? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he passed a while
So
ago.
anyway, so plug yourself. Tell us where you can be found.
Again, I'm TFA1024, the TF Addict. You can find me here on YouTube, even though I'm not really doing anything yet. I might not be. I don't know. Everything's all up in the air. I recommend go checking out my community tab posts for if you want to be informed of what's going on, because knowledge is power. I don't know.
No,
You can
knowledge
find
is
me on Instagram.
power. There you go.
I don't know, it just felt cheesy to say. Uh, you can find me on Instagram under the same handle. It's TFA1024. Not the TF Addict, just TFA1024. If you want to follow me on my backup account in case Instagram decides to randomly nuke my account, you can find me as the TF Addict on there.
Okay.
But I'm pretty active and vocal over there. I post about my life stuff. I share my thoughts. I'm trying to make some stuff over there just to get back in the groove of making things. I'm also a bit of a voice actor. Not exactly. Hey, when's my interview? You've been interviewing people like Gary Chalk and David Kay. Where's my voice acting interview? Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do voice act. All right. Well, maybe one day I'll do a spotlight
actually,
on you. I haven't done those in a while though.
I'm still jealous you got to do it with David K and Gary Chalk, man. Those are my
Yeah,
optimal
and
person.
I tried to get David a third time this year because I mentioned last time I'm like, oh, let's try to make this yearly, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. And then I emailed this publicist and got no reply. Like I emailed twice and got no reply. I'm like, I guess that's that done.
Well, try again. Because, third time's a charm. But
yeah, well, I'll probably try next year. In the summertime, I'll try to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll see him in Orlando. Oh, you're going to be in Orlando, right?
Yep, because it once again falls on my birthday weekend. In fact, I think that Saturday is actually the 24th. So that will be my
It is. 22nd, 20. I think the Sunday is the 24th.
No, I could have sworn. Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, either way, it'll be on my birthday weekend. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
But
do you live?
I'm a bit of a voice actor.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I am a bit of a voice actor as well. So if you hear me in projects, feel free to reach out. I do like to voice act. I just did an episode of a brand new series by my buddy 01 Trans Fan called Tformers Resolve, where I voice Optimus Prime.
Oh, that's cool.
So go check that out. I'm around. I'm in other streams. I'm on JJ Prime's.
Yeah, I saw you a couple times on JJ recently. So
yeah,
that's cool.
That's all my socials. So subscribe, follow, so I can transform your entertainment 1 year at a time. I don't know at this point. I'll transform your entertainment when I feel like it.
All right.
There's my new slogans.
Need oh yeah, he wants Ultra Megatronus wants the voice actor spotlight back. I don't know. I'm not motivated to do them right now. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, please like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell. Also, leave a comment. I love reading those. Keep coming back. We have more on the way. And remember that nothing in life gives you a right to be an asshole. Take care.
Good night, everybody. Happy New Year.